I thought we would have a little fun with Meryl Streep Tarot. How cute. Okay. She is Hollywood's high priestess. Okay. Divination with the Hollywood's high priestess. Meryl. Bottom of the deck energy is the Fool. Feel like be careful where you step. Okay. It's like caution. Proceed with caution. And then these cards are yellow. So I feel like you're proceeding with caution. Okay, we have the Queen of Cups. I feel like you have a very strong presence about you. You have a lot of love to give. Compassion, empathy. I feel like anyone who has the privilege to be with you receives unconditional love. This would be at the top of these cards, it says like the different movie that this is from. And this one says Alpha Carter, the Homesman. I don't know if you guys recognize that character. Then we have the Four of Swords. And this is, you know, again, like kind of like resting, recuperating, pouring into oneself, kind of like decompressing from the day, stress relief, like do things that bring you peace, right? This could be praying. This could be wishing upon a star. This could be you connecting with your spiritual team, because I do have the Hierophant next. So I feel like, you know, you go within for guidance, okay? And I feel like you have a strong spiritual connection. You have strong beliefs. So this is you tapping into those. This is from the movie Before and After. I don't know if you guys recognize this particular movie. It's Carolyn Ryan is the character. And then this is Sister Aloysius from the movie Doubt. Interesting. Okay, and then we have the Lovers. The Bridges of Madison County is the movie. Okay, the next three are Knight of Wands. And then we have Strength. And I love that this is Florence Foster Jenkins. And then I love that this is from Adaptations. This is hilarious, by the way, you guys. I feel like, you know, you're about to embark on an adventure with somebody, and I feel like they're going to protect you and stand by your side and be loyal and devoted to you. It's like they're not intimidated by your power because they hold the same power. I feel like you might have dealt with people in the past who are intimidated by you. But regardless, you come from a place of love, and it's your beliefs and it's your light. It's your connection to spirit that people maybe misunderstand or misunderstand you. I feel like they're scared of what they don't know and understand. Okay? They're scared of what they don't know and understand. It's like a lack of knowing. Okay? But I feel like this isn't stopping you, and it isn't stopping this connection. There's a really awesome connection coming in for you. This is resonating for you. Okay, maybe we'll pull a few signs to see who this is for. Okay, I have Death, which is from the movie Plenty. Okay, and then I have, oh my gosh, this is so cute. And then I have postcards from the Edge. And this card is the Six of Swords. And then we have the Nine of Cups. And this is from the movie It's Complicated. Yeah, it is complicated. I feel like, you know, you're standing up for, you know, what you want. You're creating the life that you desire. I feel like you're very close, like 9 out of the 10 cups, like you are feeling fulfilled by life. And I feel like you are surrounded by the things that, you know, you've worked hard to achieve. I feel like this is something you do what you love and you love what you do. And I feel like that is showing, like energetically, it's showing. And I feel like, yeah, it's not an easy path that you take. You can't always take everybody with you. And sometimes situations, with people, places, things are bittersweet with the swords. It's kind of like you have a choice whether you want to take the good or the bad with you. And I feel like you choose to take the good. I feel like you do have a lot of death and rebirth situations. And I feel like it's all for the purpose of transition, for growth, for development, for the ability to share love and be loved. Okay. 9 of Cups. Beautiful. I feel like, again, bottom of the deck energy is that Fool. Like, this is a new adventure. And you have exactly what is needed. You have what it takes to make this happen, okay? Let's see. You have what it takes to make this happen. Don't worry about what everybody else thinks. Okay, we have Judgment. A Cry in the Dark is the movie here. I feel like everybody wants to blame you, but you're not the one to blame. I feel like they will learn the truth soon. I feel like you were like the scapegoat, okay, for someone else's doing, right? I feel like somebody else took it out on you instead of facing the blame for themselves. I feel like this information is being known. I feel like they may have come against the wrong one. I feel like there is this painful ending, but it was a way of freedom, a spiritual freedom, a blessing in disguise, possibly. I feel like the truth shall set you free. That is what's happened here. This ending with this dynamic with these people who created nothing but strife for you. Okay, this ending was a blessing in disguise. It freed you. Okay. I feel like whatever the experience was, you've also like learned the spiritual lesson. And as a result, like you've got clarity, insight, you know, discernment that maybe you didn't have. Maybe this sword is about like your clairvoyance or your clairaudience or, you know, some additional ability to connect, to discern. I'm getting discern. That's dark matter, this movie. And this one is from Heartburn. Yeah, Heartburn. Huh. And this is the 8 of Swords and the 10 of Cups. Like, yeah, this past energy, you know, has been subjected to their own demise based on their own actions, thoughts, feelings that they have tried to entrap you with. I feel like someone sacrificed themselves or sabotaged themselves, or someone's own self-limiting beliefs they tried to project onto you as your beliefs so that you felt like you weren't good enough and you would stay trapped with them. I feel like you had other plans. I feel like they're the ones that are trapped now. So if they tried to sacrifice, they sacrifice themselves while you enjoy emotional fulfillment with Mr. and Mrs. Fox, right? Fantastic Mr. Fox. Okay. 5 of Swords. I feel like, you know, do unto others as you would do unto oneself. Maybe that's the caution here. Caution. Page of Cups. Caution. Manhattan. Drinking. Somebody might want to, maybe somebody learned something that they didn't know before and may want to speak or share some sort of acknowledgement. You might be meeting somebody. Somebody might want to talk over something with you. Knight of Cups. This is Still of the Night, Brooke Reynolds. Yeah, I feel like this very much could be like a knight in shining armor, but it doesn't have to be. I feel like you are your own knight. Right? Like, sometimes you go solo, right? Because you know that you can get the job done. I feel like you're very much relied upon. You get the job done. I feel like you have a trustworthy steed, okay? You don't ride alone, right? I feel like you ride with spirit. Let's see what else we can get with these fun cards. What's this? The Moon. Death becomes her. Oh, what a great card. I feel like it's time to come out of the shadows and into the light and be seen, be known. Like, people are going to love you for who you are, okay? Because you are a beautiful being of light. Feminine or masculine, doesn't matter. I feel like you have so much love to give. It's time to show the world, okay? Time for you to accept your reward. I feel like this is a bit of a reward. I feel like your spiritual abilities, like you could be someone who's meant to travel and share these abilities on a larger scale. You know, maybe there's been a bit of like fear about being seen, right? And sharing your abilities because you have many of them, or there might be something that you're really, really good at. So again, I feel like this is a call to action as well. Like, you're being called to do what you love and love what you're doing. I feel like this could be 2 cards of movement. So this could be, you know, you moving on your path, okay? And I feel like there will be a certain time to shine, okay? So maybe things are in progress. Yeah, 9 of Pentacles, for sure. Bottom of the deck. Julia is Anne-Marie is the character. I love it. Look at this. Yeah, I feel like you're a boss babe, okay? Or boss babe, masculine or feminine. You have what it takes. I feel like just your life experiences alone, you are very, it's like you're very worthy. You're very accomplished in what you do. Regardless of, you know, what other people's agendas are, I feel like this is like, you know, people have their own personal agendas. That doesn't mean that you need to be caught in the crossfire. I feel like you have the ability to see through these agendas and force people to lay down their swords. It's almost like you can disarm people because you know their secrets, you know what they're not saying, and you see through what they're actually saying, maybe straight to the truth, while they're trying to run a game. Like, you can see through. You can know when people are lying or not. That could be very helpful. 9 of Wands. Like, I feel like you have this like, this is Silkwood. It's like you have this, it's like, you know, not everybody has access, okay? Or you're not meant to be for everybody. I feel like this is exclusive almost, okay? What you can, it's almost like what you're here to do is exclusive, or what you've experienced, you know, has led you to a certain position that not everybody may have. I feel like there's a bit of like, I don't know. I feel like it's a quest not for everybody, almost, because the 9 of Wands can also be like standing up for a cause. I feel like it's something that's being created or incubated still. So I'm getting like with the medical equipment and stuff, I feel like, you know, there's a list, there's some protocol, there's some plan out here that you're part of, okay? So, and not everybody gets to know what that is. And people may want to manipulate you, right? But I feel like you have the ability to see clearly. Knight of Swords. Yeah. I feel like you're quick-witted, okay? This is Henry V. I'd say you're quick-witted. I feel like you have a way with words. You might be someone who, you know, speaks the truth, and you may say it like cuttingly or bluntly or matter-of-factly. I feel like you're very matter-of-fact. You're very honest with your communication. You're a strong communicator. And you don't stick around for bullshit. I feel like you don't have time for the grand story. You got places to go, people to see, things to say, things to do. Knighthood might be relevant. Brotherhood might be relevant. Web therapy, Page of Wands. All right, so this could be like you communicating. This could be you have some sort of creative project in which you share what you know, how you know it. It might be a quick hit. It might be short and sweet. It might be a long story. Maybe there's a variety here. I'm getting you very creative. You also may receive downloads and then create, right? So you might receive information and then create something with it. You might share it with a group, 3 of Cups, a community. Maybe you're working on that. Maybe you're working on a book, telling your story, sharing your perspective with others so that they can, you know, be burdened less or put down the burden, knowing that they're not going through these experiences alone. I feel like you're like, here, I've been there. Let me help you. Let me share what you might not be able to see right now, because I'm able to see it from my point of view. I feel like you help to, it's like, here, let me help you with those groceries, right? Like, let me take the burden away. Like, let's ask for help. I feel like you help people, right? You like release some sort of like weight that they carry that they don't need to carry with them everywhere they go. Like, they can put this down. I feel like you help people put it down. I feel like you're meant to speak. You're meant to be in front of others. You're meant to share your story. You're meant to stand up for something that you believe in. This is you doing something that you feel very aligned with. I feel like what you are sharing has been cultivated with the wands and the leaves here. I feel like they all have like a duration. So I feel like this has been a lot of practice. This maybe you've got experience in the career field, but maybe you're being called to apply these things in another way. But the tools and skills learned are still valuable and applicable and aligned. So I feel like you're sharing aligned, you're sharing some sort of alignment here. Everything's like even keeled, very balanced. So maybe you're prioritizing the messages being shared here and how to take action to accomplish something. I feel like it's a bit of like a process here. Okay. All right. So you might be sharing some sort of process or experience in which you share some sort of like, this is how I overcame that. These are the steps I took. I feel like there's a bit of that. And then I have the Devil and the Ace of Cups. Yeah, this is how you kind of like slayed. Okay? You slayed what tried to keep you from loving yourself. You were up against energy that didn't want you to love yourself, didn't want you to see yourself, didn't want to, you know, appreciate your light, your gorgeous love. I feel like this is a bit of a warfare situation here. You know, this is healing Big Little Lies. I feel like there was a lot of deception here. And then this one says, let them talk, right? So I love that, you know, this is a Pulitzer Prize winning author, Alice Hughes. You always, you never. Okay, so this is like you telling your own story, regardless of what stories have been said already. Let them talk, right? Because now it's your turn. It's like your turn to talk, and everybody's listening to you now, right? Because they're being seen for who they truly were, right? And you're being seen for who you are. So I feel like, you know, this was all a long time coming, and I feel like you were very patient to let this unfold naturally. And it's like, you know, everything, like, I feel like this is going to be worth waiting for. Okay, all your investments with this, one step at a time, are paying off. This is awesome. Let's get a couple more cards and we'll call it a day. All right, what do we have here? 7 of Wands, lions for lambs. Okay, so they may have taken you for a lamb, but don't get it twisted. You're a lion. And I feel like they're learning this the hard way. Okay, they have created their own blockages in life, trying to create blockages for you. Okay, I feel like The River Wild is the movie, and this is about the 2 of Swords. I feel like you have this energy blocked. There's this blockage, a mental blockage, a physical blockage. What is this? We have we have Seven of Wands, Two of Swords, and Two of Pentacles. This movie is The Deer Hunter. So what I'm getting with this is that you've had to defend your ground and, you know, have to make decisions with not all the information, but with using your intuition. You had to make, you know, difficult choices in life. I feel like, you know, there could have been a bit of imbalance. There could have been a bit of lack of decisions here when it comes to something. What is this that we're picking up on here? I feel like that's maybe why, like, you're standing your ground on something. You're like, what's this? The Emperor in reverse. Yeah, there was somebody that violated your trust. Okay, I feel like they may have put you in competition. They may have been manipulating energy. I feel like you are meant to maintain your boundaries as well as keeping them blocked. This energy only sees dollar signs when it comes to you. Okay, they're not in their power. In fact, they're tyrannical. Okay, they're not a father figure. They're not supporting of their family or partners or friends. They like to win at all costs. Okay, they have to be seen in the environment as the one who has the most power. And they're holding on maybe to someone for money. Okay, but it is very burdensome. And there's this juggling energy here. Okay, so the Emperor is juggling between more than one lover. Okay, and then we have the Three of Wands. I feel like somebody, oh, and then we have the Chariot, the Three of Wands, the King of Cups, and then the Two of Wands. Here, I'll show you these. Someone might want to go traveling. Let's see. I feel like with the Chariot here, look at this. Devil Wears Prada. Interesting. Yeah, I feel like there's a lot of duality here. I feel like there's a lot of materialism here. There's a lot of, like, you know, feeling some sort of sense of superiority over others. Like, my shit don't stink. But someone has a bone to pick with you. And she's carrying a pitchfork. So, I don't know. I don't know if you want a big fight. King of Cups. Yeah, I feel like there's discord here. There's some sort of, like, trying to keep somebody, right, where they are. Maybe there's something that this energy is holding on to above this person's head to prevent them from moving on, right? I feel like there's a bit of manipulation. There's a bit of, like, facade here. I feel like somebody might want to change directions and maybe go somewhere else. Make a different choice. Go in a different direction. I feel like also somebody very much could be feeling like they're in their purpose, their mission. And they're willing to stand up for that cause and has taken inspired action to do so. This cause very much could be, you know, defeating this devil energy or the shadow energy, the duality, right? I feel like this is about sharing love on a very big scale and having the capacity for love from a masculine perspective and a feminine perspective here. I feel like this is taking somebody in a new direction. Uncommon women and others. Yeah, someone is definitely going in a completely different direction. I feel like this is going to bring some sort of recognition here. Mount Holyoke might be significant. College. Is this in the upright? Is this in reverse? Yeah, I feel like somebody is realizing that what they entered into as a relationship is falling apart. And that might be why somebody wants to go in another direction. They may want to travel to you. But I feel like you need to have your boundaries up as well as maintain no contact. Okay? Okay. We're still with that, huh? Okay. Yeah, look at Nine of Swords. Someone is in a lot of fear. Someone is juggling. Someone is concerned that what has been found out. I feel like somebody's being exposed. I feel like whoever they're with is exposing some sort of evidence. There's some sort of like whatever might have been hidden in this closet. I don't feel like they can hide anymore. I feel like, you know, they're getting it from all angles. I feel like somebody feels like they're getting it from all angles. Yeah, they're trying to escape. Eight of Wands. Alice at the Palace. Like running, hightailing it. Okay? Someone is like, what the F? And they're like hightailing it out of there. Okay? Yeah, I feel like someone is finding out some bad news. That's what I feel like. Bad news bears. What's this? Remember that? Wasn't that in the movie Bad News Bears? I feel like they're Bad News Bears. I remember them wearing these old baseball uniforms, and I think the shirts were yellow, bright yellow. Yeah, oh my goodness. Yeah, these people are like at each other's throat. Look at this. I feel like people are starting to see that this is falling apart. Okay, I feel like I feel like this is going on in the background, maybe. I feel like it's coming to the forefront. Okay. Yeah, I feel like there's a lot of fighting. Maybe there might have been like some sort of like physical altercation that played out here. And I feel like there could be energy looking into this. Okay. Five of Wands is like, yeah, feeling like they're in competition. Maybe this energy is constantly putting this energy in competition, or maybe they're doing this to one another because there's that trauma bond of abandonment. I feel like some of these things are being highlighted. Okay. Highlighted for this here. This is the French Lieutenant's Woman, that movie. The other one is August. The Five of Wands was August. Osage County. I feel like there's a passionate new beginning here, but I feel like this is something that's like being unlocked, or it's been unlocked. Yeah, Queen of Wands, Ace of Swords, Queen of Wands. Yeah, look at it. Ace of Wands, Ace of Swords. Someone is being like redirected from the situation here, and I feel like it's this Queen of Wands. Or there's some sort of truth coming out about a Queen of Wands. Okay? Like maybe people don't really care for this energy because it's like, I don't know, she-devil energy is the movie, so there might be some sort of connotation here that my guides are trying to call out. So maybe the truth about the she-devil is coming out. I feel like maybe they are two-faced and they pretend to be one person, but they're really the other. There's like a false mask maybe here. I feel like this energy may have, what's this? Ten of Pentacles. Okay, maybe somebody's, what's this? Ten of Pentacles is much ado about nothing. It's funny. Like, they can't touch you. I feel like they are finding this out the hard way. They're like, everything they have tried has literally failed and backfired. And now they're getting it from every angle, and they are at their wit's end, okay? Someone wants to flee, okay? Everybody's seeing this now for who they truly are. The truth is being revealed about the she-devil and the actual devil here, okay? The Magician's at the bottom of the deck. I love this. This is Mary Poppins Returns. Red hair might be significant, but I'm getting like costumes, shenanigans, like again, like overindulgence in things for the sake of beauty or materialism, or it's like creating like beauty spells and pretending to, you know, be something that you're not because you have this inferior complex, or there's this like playing with others' energy for their own entertainment. It's like the what's the name of that? It's like the Joker, right? I guess like joke's on them now. Okay, yeah, Ace of Wands, bottom of the deck. Oh, whoops. Ace of Wands. Whoops, we don't need all these. Okay. Let's see. Run, Forrest! This is like Jenny running instead of Forrest. Like, run, Forrest! Someone's running. I'm a runner. I'm a track star. Okay, Temperance. I love Julia Child. Julia and Julia. Temperance. Okay, balance, moderation. Okay, and then we have the Tower, and then we have the Fool, which is where we began. Okay, I feel like the energy that they put out, they're receiving. They're currently experiencing a Tower, and I feel like that will restore balance in the collective. I feel like this is a relationship that is built on false foundations, and it's falling apart. I feel like you are free and clear from the drama, from the pain, from the affliction that they have projected. I feel like this is you focusing on that new life, okay? Focusing on, you know, new beginnings, new intentions, and new results. So kudos to you for rising above the situation, okay? And standing strong, knowing that you have God by your side, right? With the sun, and, you know, your heart is light. And it's kind of like light as a feather, right? Your heart is light. You're not carrying all this baggage. So if you're represented as the Fool, then maybe they should do a scan of the environment to see who's not so light and airy and free in the environment, because that'll be very telling on to who is lying, right? And who was attacking, and who was defaming, and who was slandering and sending ill will. Their environment and what's going on with them and the people around them will tell the story. And your guidance is to keep it moving and don't look back, okay? There's nothing new to see there, all right? Nothing new to see. What you already know is your truth, and that's enough, all right? So whoever this is for, I hope you enjoyed Meryl Streep, because I certainly did. I think they did a great job tying the movies to the images and to the cards. So if you ever see this deck, I would highly recommend it. It's super cute. Okay, Meryl Streep Tarot. Divination with Hollywood's High Priestess. I can't talk. I almost said Holly Weird, okay? I almost said Holly Weird, all right? Also, just as playing out for Holly Weird, okay? Yeah. Anywho. Sending you guys lots of love. 333 on the timer. No, 3333 on the timer.